I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners and custodians of the land on which we are recording this podcast, the Bidjigal and Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. We pay respects to elders past and present and extend our respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people from all nations of this land. We are here today with Aussie alternative rock band Day Release. Welcome.
How's it going?
Hey.
Thanks for joining us on the Pick Me Up podcast.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
We are here with 4 members today. We are missing the BFG, as I've decided that I'm going to call him.
The Big Friendly Giant.
The Big Friendly Giant. Can you guys introduce yourselves and tell us what your role in the band is?
Guess I'll start.
Right
I'm Max, that's my name. I'm the drummer of the band.
I'm Isaac. I'm the singer. We're also our name is Day Release. So yeah.
Yes, I'm Louis. I play guitar.
Jimmy, play rhythm guitar. Started the band back in 2020 with me and my brother Pete.
And Pete can't be here. That's the one that can't be here.
Absolutely.
He's our bassist.
He's the BFG, yes.
Yeah, he's like the tallest
BFG,
guy.
Pete.
Yeah,
And
And
he
my
is
other
also
brother
the
Mike
nicest
actually,
guy.
but he's not here either. We left the band anyway. That's not the story.
Yeah.
That's not the story. So can someone give us a rundown on what your vibe is as a band?
Jimmy?
The vibe is basically we make whatever kind of music we want to make. We got really no set style. We go purely based on what we think sounds good in the moment. So you'll notice all our music is a whole variety of tastes and influences blended in. And I think no two of our songs will sound the same. And I think that's pretty much our ethos as a band.
And do you have any musical influences that you base your kind of style and genre off?
Yeah, I think
Heaps.
I reckon like the one of our strong points as a band is like all 5 of us have like quite diverse music tastes.
Yeah. Definitely, yeah.
100%.
Like, so our music automatically becomes this blend of like all these different genres into one. But it still kind of has a popular sound to it, I would say. Like
Yes.
our music still has a popular sound while having all these different influences.
I remember when I first joined the band, the boys were talking a lot about Red Hot Chili Peppers as being a big influence on them. And I feel
Yeah.
like it's nowadays drifting more towards like Queens of the Stone Age, especially with Jimmy.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of grunge influence.
grunge influence.
Alice in Chains, all that sort of
Yeah.
stuff. There's a lot of commonalities there.
Yeah.
I definitely heard, I had a bit of a listen on the way here because I hadn't heard it in a while to your most recent stuff. What was your process behind coming up with the vibe for that EP?
It was like kind of a mix between a couple of old songs that we had already written, like especially Jimmy and Pete and Mike, the brothers, that wrote like there was 2 songs in there that had been written earlier on before
Yeah.
these 2 joined the band.
Yeah, Blessed to Be was actually the first song we ever played like live. And that took us until last year, to actually finally get it out because, so...
I think it was so worth waiting that long though, because it sounds crazy good. I
The
think.
songs evolve a lot over time as well, the more you play them. So
Yeah, and then the other 3 or 4 songs in the EP kind of came when these 2 joined the band, and it was like our first opportunity to write songs as a whole collective group.
Yeah.
Kind of before that, it was more 1 songwriter or 2 songwriters, and now it's more of a collective process, I would say.
yeah.
And do you all kind of get involved in the melody and the lyrics, or is it someone who brings the lyrics and you put the whole thing together?
Usually it's like someone will like say, hey guys, I got this set of lyrics and I got this song structure written out, here's the chords. And then you go from there and you say, okay, how can we play this together? Then someone will say, all right, let's add this here, or let's do a bridge here, or let's do an intro here. And so it's like someone comes with the idea and then it kind of like turns into this whole big, beautiful storm, I guess.
Yeah, we also have we like to chop and change a lot though. Like we very much like have different ideas all the time, and everyone has different ideas for different parts, and we rewrite stuff a lot. But yeah, I think we work together well now.
I think most of the songs come from Jimmy writing down little ideas in his notebook. He's also
Jimmy has
he's
a
got
wild mind.
crazy ideas.
If you read his
And then
notebook,
we all
you'd probably
kind
be
of-
worried for him, but it's good stuff though. It's like
It's
he
good
writes
stuff.
great music.
We love
great
it. We
lyrics.
have a worrying notebook. Where else are you meant to put your ideas?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And your brain.
His brain
Papers
is wild.
Paper's the best place, I think.
Yeah.
The voice recorder app.
But it makes
Voice
great
recorder
music.
app.
It makes great music.
I think.
Do you ever get yourselves into situations where you disagree on how a song should be?
All the bloody
Yeah.
time. That's
Yeah.
No, we agree on everything.
we love each other. We never fight. Yeah, we're best friends.
It's like the smallest things that cause the biggest issues. Like, it's not like the title of the song or like the song structure. It's more like this note should be like
This
half a
one
semitone lower. Because we got
honest-
Louis here, who's like the genius musician in
not
terms of
quite.
like theory and scales.
He
and all
actually
that.
goes to the con, guys.
I didn't want to talk
He goes
about
to the
that.
That was said with a tone.
No, but
So-
I think the healthiest part of the band is probably our ability to like disagree with each other.
Yeah.
And be like, you're wrong, I'm right.
I was going to say, I feel like it's a
And
good
this
thing.
is why
like,
I'm right.
prove
that's healthy.
yourself.
Anyway,
This is why you're
yeah.
wrong, yeah.
Isaac's always right.
Who
He's
gets,
always right.
Dude, okay.
who gets the final say?
Oh, I think it's...
Or do you come to like a
feel
nice,
like
it's
happy
democratic.
agreement?
We always meet a
It's
middle.
democratic.
I feel we find a middle ground most of the time.
Yeah.
It's good there's 5
Okay.
of us, so it's always like a 3-on-2 at worst. Like,
Yeah.
But
But no, it's always like the whole idea is every decision should be like something that we can all agree on, really.
Yep.
100%.
And like there's usually with ideas, there's usually one person or two people that feel the most strong. So the other people are like, well, it's not really an issue I'm going to care that much about anyway. So
Yeah.
they kind of take the lead. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like sharing the baton of like in the process, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, nice.
yeah, there's always a bit of like sticking to your lanes. Like if Max has an idea for a drum part, like he knows the most about that, so we're going to let him do his thing, you know?
Yep. And you recorded your latest EP at The Grove
Yes,
That's
correct.
right.
across how many days? Talk us through the adventure of recording.
3
5 days.
Yeah,
We
we
did
did
5
5
days?
days altogether, but
Okay.
we did the crux of it in like a 3-day stint, and then we went back for a couple extra days.
Yeah, it was
to like
two,
polish it off.
It was 2 separate sessions, right, for the
Yeah.
4th and 5th. Yeah.
What does a day in the life look like of recording?
God.
Well, the first 2 days were mainly just me and Pete, drums and bass, recording that. And then after the end of that, on the second day, we got Isaac was just waiting around for 2 days. Or was it 3
3
days?
days.
3 days, yeah, 3 days.
I was just drinking wine.
Finally got
Let's
in.
just drinking.
Watching. I tried to do one guitar part and messed it up, so Louis came in and did it.
Yeah, it was good. The Isaac was so like pent up with energy, so we decided we'll finish the whole 3 days off with him recording the vocals for Top Draw,
Yep.
which is like the grungy song.
Yes,
on
I
the-
listened to that on the way here. I have a
EP.
question about that. Top drawer. Do you know where I'm going with
Spelled
this?
wrong.
Yeah.
Spelled
What's the spelling with that?
You know what's
Because it
crazy?
looks like
Yeah,
the
it's a bit-
artwork is top drawer, as
Yeah.
in my top drawer in my bedside table or in my bedroom, but it's spelt drawer, as in
So
I'm going to draw a
we've been
picture.
exposed.
When I did the lyrics for it, like I'd been writing Top Drawer for like so long,
Mm.
and then someone came to me and said, I think it was my mum. She's like,
Yeah.
James, that's not how you spell drawer. I was like, I'm too like
On your mum.
invested in
We're
this.
too attached to this.
That's
one,
fair,
yeah.
though. At least you have a reason. All right, we're going to move into a little game, which I'm very excited
Hell yeah.
to watch you guys discuss this, seeing as you said that you're really great at coming to a good conclusion collaboratively.
Oh
And
God,
The
this,
truth's
I'm gonna
about
eat
to
our
come
words
out.
right now.
So-
Louis is gonna destroy me.
this
I love doing that.
this section is called Top 3, and normally each person would come up with their own top 3, but because there's 4 of you and we don't want to be here till Christmas,
Yes.
you're going to collaboratively decide on your top 3 of this topic.
Okay.
So your topic is Disney princesses. So your top 3 Disney
Okay.
princesses.
I feel very
Elsa's
strongly
gotta
about
be up the
this.
top,
Yeah, yeah.
Elsa,
Done.
Elsa, number 1.
Number 2.
But Elsa's our era. Like, you know, we're not
Why?
talking.
Why Elsa?
Because like she's
It's not our era.
She's more relevant
She's
to
our
our
era,
time,
bro.
I feel like.
I remember like when I was like 12, we went to the movies for my best mate's birthday, and we went to see Wreck-It Ralph.
Uh-huh.
But it got cancelled, so we had to see Frozen. And there was like
complaints.
5
I love
12-year-old boys that would just like jam into Frozen. What? And I thought it was the best. And
You were
Elsa,
4 of them.
bro, Let It Go is a banger. Come on.
That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
It is.
Absolutely.
So I'd say Elsa number 1.
What do we feel about Jasmine?
Mid.
Princess Jasmine from
Princess
Aladdin.
From Snow White?
Aladdin?
No, that's Snow White.
What? Oh, I was
Aladdin.
like, Princess Jasmine is definitely
Yeah,
Aladdin.
With
yeah.
the tiger.
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, definitely. Actually,
And I feel like Cinderella's a bit of a
Nah, that's-
classic.
How we feel about Rapunzel, boys? I mean, I'm no princess expert.
What about
but-
Mulan?
Who?
Who?
Who would you say?
Mulan.
Mulan.
Who's that?
She's the Chinese.
the Mulan.
Yeah. She goes because her dad gets them to war.
What about Moana?
Here we go.
Is that Disney princess?
Discussions.
I think you should expand the list to 5 because there's just too many. There's too many to pick
Top
from.
3.
Top
You can have a
3.
wild card as number 4.
Ooh.
I actually don't mind Mulan. She's a bit of a trendsetter. Paved the way, definitely in
Yeah.
I agree.
redefining the stereotypes
True.
and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. I love I also love Snow White.
Okay.
A
Is that
classic.
Disney? That's
Yeah.
Disney, right?
Yeah.
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 Interesting
Hang
question.
on.
Yes. Yeah.
If we can do 4, why don't we pick one
Snow
each
White's
and
the
then have a
wild
wild card? Okay,
Snow White
White's
can be the
a
wild card.
Okay.
Or Ariel. Little Mermaid.
Nah, I'm gonna put a hard no on that.
No?
Nah.
All right. You got 20 seconds
20
to pick your top
seconds.
3.
Number 1,
Okay,
Elsa.
band leader, you decide.
Okay.
He always gets the final say.
Yeah. No, you say yours is the wild card.
No, it's all good. You guys decide.
Number 3, Snow White.
I'm willing to concede that.
Number 2, Mulan.
Done. And
Number
Elsa,
1,
number
Elsa.
Yeah, we happy?
Yep.
Yeah.
Glad
We all
could
agree.
on Elsa.
Yeah.
But she's just
Max is... Are you agreeing here?
I'm agreeing.
He's agreeing.
He's
All right.
agreeing.
Yeah. See, this
Elsa, Mulan, Snow White.
What's your top 3?
yeah. Let's go. Do you-
Mulan's my number 1.
Mm.
I think Ariel would be number 2.
Yeah. I felt.
I mean,
that.
can't go past a mermaid.
True.
Number 3? Great question.
Snow White.
Anna.
Oh yeah.
Princess Anna.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah, in from Frozen.
Do you want to build a snowman?
I love that song.
Guys, I
You're a bit
sing.
flat.
I sing.
Actually, what about... Oh, actually, I don't know if it's Disney. Brave?
Oh yeah. The bow and arrow girl.
I should know
The
that.
Scottish one
Yeah. Must be a Disney princess.
Yeah.
Yes, I've seen her at Disneyland. I got a photo with her.
with the Flynn Rider.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
That's a good one.
That's my wild
That's
card.
an underrated one. That's
Underrated.
Very underrated.
Agreed.
Like it's actually a very good movie.
Yeah. We have been doing this thing on the podcast where we ask people the big question, which is, how are you? And normally when you say to someone, how are you? They go, yeah, I'm good, thanks. How are you? But I'm going to get you to not do that and tell me how you really are, if that's okay. And it can be a, I'm tired. It doesn't have to be like, I feel like I'm going to start crying, and please don't say that.
Is it like a little short answer?
Yeah, just a nice little short answer that's not just like, yeah, good, how are you, sort of thing. So I'm going to start with Jimmy.
Okay.
And then we're going to go to Isaac, and then Louis, and then Max.
Great idea.
Skip it around a bit.
How am I? Recently, I think I've been feeling a strong sense of ambivalence to the
Big
world.
word.
Wow.
What does
Wait,
that
can you
mean?
just define that?
Yeah.
It's like a split vision of things, because there's a lot of shit going on in the world, obviously, at the moment. So that kind of makes me think hey, who cares about the long run, you know? So it's just but then at the same time, you make actions in the short run that are going to influence your own long run. So it's this balancing act of managing how you see the future and how you live in the present. So
Yeah.
ambivalence.
That's a good word.
That is-
Such a Jimmy thought. I
That
love
is
it.
such a Jimmy
I love
thought.
it.
That's
Smart
exactly
man.
what
I
his
love it,
lyrics are
Jimmy.
like
so that's
too.
the notebook.
That's the
That's a
notebook.
little
Yeah,
sneak into the notebook right there. Isaac.
I feel like I've always been quite honest about I'm working on it, and I always probably will be working on it.
Same. I feel
Like
that.
I'm good, but sometimes I'm not good, and I definitely fluctuate a lot. But I'm working on it.
And you're aware.
And I'll
I feel
always be
like
honest about that.
That's I feel like such a good thing to be able
Yeah.
to be aware and honest.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
really good.
Absolutely. And there's nothing wrong with just being like, no, I'm not good today. Like I always come into
100%.
rehearsal sometimes and just be like,
Today's
to
not the
Jimmy,
day.
I'll just be like, no, I'm just
Not
not
feeling
great at the moment. And he'll
Yeah.
be like, yeah, fair enough.
So good. I love that.
I'll keep
So
that in
nice.
mind, which is great.
That's so important that you guys. I think it's really cool that you guys can just do that.
Yeah, it's good.
Max.
I feel like
Louis? I'm looking at Max.
yes.
Talking to Louis.
No, I'm in a spot where I feel a lot of gratitude at the moment. As you get older, as you learn yourself a bit more, and you learn with the phone things, there's little boundaries and rules that you should put in place for yourself to get the most out of yourself. I feel like I'm at a good spot overall where I'm not too stressed. I'm doing things that I love, and I've got really good connections that make things just even more fun. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Lucky last, Max.
I guess if I had to sum it up to one word, it would be stressed.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Uni
Just
student.
wondering what the future is going to be is quite a stressful thing to think about.
so
honestly.
stressful.
Where I'm going to be in 5 years. Am I going to be? I don't know. Am I going to use this uni degree that I'm about to finish? Am I actually going to finish it?
What are
or
you
am I
studying?
gonna- IT at Macquarie.
Nice.
So, yeah.
That
some of
sounds
it- some of
stressful
it's
to me
good.
in itself.
Yeah. It's a completely different sphere from these boys.
Yeah.
That's nice though to have
Mm.
the different.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we all study completely different things.
How do you guys go about managing mental health with all the pressure that you get from social media and things like that? Do you find that is something that has had an impact, being your generation, had a big impact on your mental health?
I'm a bit lucky because I don't run the band Instagram account. I definitely have spent too much time on Instagram in the past, and you can feel how it messes with your mood a bit. So I currently have Instagram uninstalled on my phone.
Whoa.
Good man.
Because I realised you can just use it on your laptop. And it's a lot harder to infinitely scroll on a laptop than it is a phone.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of it's knowing yourself and having those like little rules in place. Yeah.
Yeah. Good answer. Good on you for not having that on your phone.
It's very logical for how addictive it
It's
was
smart.
for me.
Yeah.
I've never really had problems with like looking at other people and being like, oh yeah, I wish I was, you know, that kind of stuff with social media.
Do you find pressure from the industry though, in terms of music?
Absolutely, like seeing other people. There's always like a bit of like tall poppy syndrome and stuff on social media and everything.
Definitely, yeah.
And even like a video we posted the other day, I just posted on TikTok, and it was like someone commented, "Don't quit your day job," and I was like.
Oh,
It
get
had like
back in your fucking
it had
bin,
like
mate.
10 likes on this video, and this chick went out of her way to like just and like
quite funny.
honestly,
It
like
was
it doesn't.
so
If
funny.
I'm gonna be a musician, and if we're all gonna be musicians, like that shouldn't matter. Like that, like
That's
I was
what
like-
happens, yeah.
That whole night, I was like, damn, like, am I good
No,
enough to do
no,
this? Like,
yeah. Isn't
like-
that the worst?
And it's like the tiniest little thing, and like
Makes me so angry.
it's probably
Yes.
if someone said it to my face, it would probably not affect me at all.
Yeah.
I reckon, and it's just because
'Cause
like,
you'd be
it's
like-
on a screen and like.
You have the option to overthink.
Yeah.
But then,
Yeah.
but then, like a few days later, we made a video that was like just like completely taking the piss out of
Yeah.
it, and that was like, yeah, it actually doesn't. And she commented being like, "Haha, love it! Like you guys
As soon
are
as
cool.
she was put in
you
the
guys are cool."
spotlight,
Like,
she was like,
we replied to her comment on TikTok,
Yeah.
and
Doing some little like cringe,
yeah,
little
cringe video,
singing
like just to
thing,
take the piss out of it. And she was like, "Oh, so, like, you guys are actually pretty cool."
Yeah.
and we were like, and so I was like, "Okay, yeah."
You
So
just got to own it, I feel like.
but, like,
yeah. How do you guys manage your own mental health? Do you have little things that you do to stay healthy and stuff like that? Little healthy habits?
Max, your turn.
Actually, I got pro tip from Lewis over here.
It's Louis.
I'm
kidding.
His name's Louis
Apologies.
Tomlinson, by the way.
I know,
We
it's wild.
We just appreciate that.
Yeah. Correct. Anyway, he's called Lulu.
Good
That's his
mental.
name.
It's Lulu.
Yeah. So he told me one day he was taking cold showers like a good boy, and I thought, you know what, yeah, I'll just try to start it. And I was trying to do it one morning. I just like I can't do it. So what would make it easier if I made my body a bit hotter? I went for a run. So went for a run, then had a cold shower. I was like, oh, I did it. So then that like trying to do that every morning. I ended up just going for runs most mornings as well to make the cold shower easier. And so that
Yes.
was just like, I
How
don't know.
good is that?
Yeah.
And you're stacking the habits.
Two birds with one
almost.
stone.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
because the ice bath thing is very in right now.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Run clubs, all that stuff.
I actually
Run club,
I listened
ice
to
baths.
the first episode of this and heard you talk about that. So
Cute.
there you go.
Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm still struggling. I'm like lukewarm
Yeah.
shower.
Lukewarm.
Lukewarm.
Baby steps, you know? You don't
Yeah.
have to
Steps.
jump into the deep end.
It's definitely, now that it's getting colder, it's harder.
Yeah.
Because I
Oh,
was
yes.
like,
I know.
I don't know about
Winter's
that.
brutal.
Yeah. Yeah. Isaac?
Look, this might be a bad thing because it might be just like, it's kind of my way of hiding from my feelings rather than dealing with my feelings.
Doesn't matter.
And it's more just keeping busy. Like I am always doing something, kind of like you are always doing something. I know you're always,
He knows.
you're always
He's
busy.
just read me like a book.
I'm like, we're pretty similar in that way.
Yeah.
Like I'm like literally just always booked out, and
Yeah.
I find that can maybe have a negative effect sometimes because when you do have a bit of downtime, you're like, shit, like I don't feel great today, like, but I could have had this time to like maybe deal with some of those feelings. And then so I just decided to be busy again so that I don't have to think about all that.
Yep.
And so that's kind of my way of dealing with it, is just by maybe
Not dealing with it.
not dealing with it. Yeah, just keeping busy.
No, but you know, I feel like there'll be a point where you'll be either forced to deal with stuff
Yeah.
or you're figuring it out. Like you're
Exactly.
21.
21.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're young men, yeah.
Yeah.
Louis?
Yeah, I'm definitely big on it's how you start your day. Like what we touched on before, if you pick up your phone the second you're awake, you have ruined those first 2 hours. So I think morning exercise, just moving your body, getting a bit of going for a run, cold showers. I often consider it sort of like mental hygiene in a way. It's like little things that you just have to get into the habit of that just keep things going. It's not like big commitments. It's just putting in a conscious effort to do small things, I feel like.
Yeah. And when did you start to figure that was something that really helped you?
I think I'm lucky in the sense that my parents set a good example with exercising regularly, and they always like cooked good meals. So I'm very fortunate for that. But yeah, I don't know. Just, yeah.
It's kind of always been part of your lifestyle.
But definitely, yeah. I'm very grateful for that. Yeah.
Jimmy?
Jimmy John.
I think the key is a set of like we say, like strong habits to live by. So for me, it's like, you drink 2 liters of water a day. You get at least 15, 20 minutes of sunshine. You get your 8 hours or 7-8 hours of sleep, and exercise. Those are the main things. I think if you get those things done, I think you're giving yourself a really good chance of being pretty good.
Yeah, for sure. I've noticed too, like, because I'm not good at the whole cold shower thing. I'm trying. Now that it's getting colder, like cold morning walks have been really nice, but I have to get up really early to do
She's a
that.
dog.
Yep. But she's a good motivation. I have a Kelpie and she just needs so much exercise. But I got up and walked at like 6:30 and it was like crispy.
She's worth it. She's worth it.
She is.
She's adorable.
So we were talking a little bit before the podcast, Isaac, about mental health and what's out there in terms of like there's podcasts and there's things, and you had something really interesting to say.
Yeah, I mean, I've just finished studying nursing and I'm about to go into mental health nursing. But I've worked in the hospital setting and for over a year now. And like, just especially what happened yesterday in Bondi is obviously horrific. And the perpetrator was obviously dealing with mental health issues, which doesn't excuse anything that happened at all. But it just kind of goes to show that like, as much as we can kind of talk about mental health and like say it's okay to speak about it and like go seek help if you want to, and help is there, I do still find that there's like a real lack of genuine services out there that are actually there to help you instead of just wanting your money. Because
like accessibility
is so hard, because we get so many patients that come into EDs in Sydney that are just turned away because the place is full or because there's just not enough services available for them. And then you get people, like the suicide rates going up, people that are committing crimes like for that could be prevented is basically what I mean.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, it's just, I feel like it's important to be able to talk about that as well, as much as we can talk about mental health. Like there needs to be the accessible services as well as that, as well as that,
Because it's so expensive to, to go and
Ridiculous.
see a psychologist, psychiatrist or anyone. And yes,
it
there's
is a
the
life
mental
and-
health. What's that?
It is like, it is a life and death situation sometimes.
Yeah. Because I know a couple of people in my circle who would see a psychologist
Absolutely.
if they could afford it. And it's like,
Well, I think
is that where
everyone should
we're
be
at?
seeing a psychologist, really.
I agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Mental health is just as prevalent as and just as real
It's
of a
part of
disease
your
as anything
health,
else.
like health, overall health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And
like
so,
just looking after yourself, really,
think-
as a human.
Yeah. I think it just needs to be a part of the healthcare system.
Yeah.
well put.
Great point.
Obviously,
Do you-
I'm not that experienced, just to put it out there. If anyone's listening
Definitely
to
seen it a lot more than
I've
like
se-
the
I've s-
average
yeah.
person. has
Yeah, for
experienced
sure.
it.
And you're in it. And as a, I'm just taking away from the music for a second and
No,
talking about
that's
you as a
fine.
nurse.
Yeah.
Do you have support working in the mental health ward? Do they provide you with extra support because you're, surrounded
Yeah, I
by...
think I haven't officially started working in mental health. I work in as a casual nurse at the moment.
Okay.
And even working as a casual nurse in clinical areas, you get so many mental health patients that are just either a background of mental health or patients in there with mental health because the mental health ward is full. And but I know that when I was on placement in mental health wards, that there is like required psychology sessions for the workers in there.
Yep.
Because you do see some like really bad things, and you see the worst of the worst sometimes, and it's really important to talk about that. So I think it is it's pretty much like a prerequisite that if you're working in mental health, you have to see a psychologist every month or something,
Yeah.
which is great.
That's good.
Yeah.
And as a band, if you guys see that, one of your other bandmates is going through something, are you guys there supporting each other? Like, how do you support each other when you're each going through things that are tricky or hard or having a bad day?
We're all like just super honest with each other, and like we don't spare any details when we tell each other what's going on in our
Yeah.
lives. We're
Yeah.
all very open, and when we know someone's in the thick of it, we're kind of like, all right, explains their behaviour. For instance, you might not understand why people are acting in certain ways, but when you we can tell each other why, and then we're like, all right, they need support. That's what they need. So
Mm.
just supportiveness, I think, is like
Yeah.
the pillar for
Yeah.
us.
That trust as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trust, yeah.
And communicating with each other when you.
I find being in like intense environments,
Mm-hmm.
such as a gig or even rehearsals, can get quite intense.
Mm-hmm.
That really brings out how you're feeling that day.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Like if you're having a shit day, you're not going to be able to hide it in a
Yeah.
rehearsal or at a gig.
Mm.
And so you're kind of forced to just be able to talk to the boys. And like I know that my bandmates are like, compared to my schoolmates and like soccer mates and stuff, just way easier to talk to because we're kind of just all a bit more similar to each other, and we are in the same environment, which like it's a lot more of an intense environment where you kind of just can't get away with putting on a little mask or anything.
Yeah, like making music together is
Yeah.
100%. Like,
Absolutely.
you got to
Music
break some
just- yeah.
doors down there.
Definitely. Music's so inherently like emotional, so you
Writing
always
music.
get exposed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Writing
You
music,
put your soul into it. So
Like you might not say anything to the boys, but then you'll come over with like a page of lyrics and be like, oh yeah, read this, and you'll be like, shit.
that's
are
fucked
you
up.
okay?
That's
Damn,
dark,
Jimmy.
bro.
That's exactly what we say to you, bro.
Awesome. Well, that was lovely. I think that was a really positive chat, and I think it's great to speak to a group of people who work together so nicely, but also are there for each other.
Come spend a
to
week
support
with
each
us.
other.
See if you say the same thing.
Yeah, I'm seeing, is this all an act or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nicer.
That's great.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Day Release.
Thanks
for
for
coming
having
on.
us.
Also, is there
Cheers.
new music on the way? Like, what's happening with that?
We're working on a
Working
new
on it?
song called Cactus,
Love it.
and that's like a hard rock kind of route that we're going down.
Sick.
Yeah.
Really fast, really
Fun.
good, high energy. Like
Any upcoming gigs?
on the 3rd of May, we're playing at Three Wise Monkeys for our annual headline gig.
So
be
everyone
big.
should check out tickets on social media.
Tickets, yeah, link in bio, Day Release band.
Yeah.
Hit them up on Instagram, TikTok.
It's like $10, $15 tickets, pretty cheap. Great
Yes.
bands supporting us.
Great location as well, right next to Town Hall Station. It's easy
Yeah.
to get to.
Yeah. Oh, Three Way. I was like, I know the name. Where is that?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
just reopened again with Vandito, Robbie
Oh,
McPherson.
yes.
Yeah. We've got a big
Wonderful.
sound guy helping us
Yeah,
out.
he's great.
Perfect.
We love Robbie.
We love
How
Robbie.
exciting.
Band daddy. Anyway.
All right, we are going to do our last little thing for the episode,
Yep.
which is scenario. So I'm going to throw a scenario at you, and then you have 3 seconds to create a still image, and then I will take a screen grabber from the filming.
Individually or all
As a
of us?
group.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
Can we
I'm
move
also
around?
meant to be in it, but I feel like it's because there's 4 of you. Let's
Yeah.
just do all 4 of you. So your scenario is you have just been told that each of you are a new members of the Avenger team, and you are creating the new Avengers movie poster.
Wait,
Are
so
you
we have
ready?
to do a screen, like a...
They can move, right? Yeah.
I feel like kissing Isaac.
Okay, here we go. Ready?
Record it?
3,
Wait.
2. Honestly, that's going to be the best social media content ever.
Yeah. Just
Anyway.
4 blokes talking about Disney princesses.
We'll say bye. Yeah.
That was a calculated question, wasn't it? Big time.
Oh, yeah.
No, it was good. It was good.
Like, how do we look, Day Release look as feminist as possible?
Yeah, you're going to psychoanalyze us based on our...
Yes, I was. Okay, thank you so much, Day Release, for coming to hang out with me on the Pick Me Up podcast.
No, thank you.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. And yeah, look out for Cactus coming out soon, and come see us 3rd of May at Three Wise Monkeys.
You.
Nice.
Bye.
Thanks, bye.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Have a good one.